it is just wonderful to be around people who are going in the same direction that where you are, and you're talking to them, and you're not talking a foreign language, and they're not looking at you like, you know, deer caught in the headlights, and they understand when you go, ah, you know, and they'll tell you, okay, now get up, let's try it again. So anyway, I really, you know, wanted you to know that I appreciate you. I really I'm thankful to God for helping me identify my purpose, and kind of, you know, which ignited my passion, and selected me for the destiny that He had for me. You know, that is just phenomenal. Those who have paved the way before us, you know, have become important to me. And that's kind of how I got the concept for Heritage. You know, there are those who we have either met or will meet who are paving the way, you know, for where we're going. And helping individuals to recognize that and to tap into that, you know, is part of what Heritage will do. Consider that business an asset to the community. Talking about having your passion and knowing what it is, you know. I wasn't all that interested in just doing business, because then I felt like, well, then I still got to do what I'm purposed to do. So, you know, help me to see how these two tie in together. And I determined that to start a business would be a way to best raise what I call capital. You know, it's capital building as far as I'm concerned. So because of this diversification of my business, I realized very quickly I needed help. You know, this was not something that I could do on my own. And so I kind of made myself my customer. So I said, Angela, you know, okay, what was the first step you have to make? You know, I had the vision. What's your first step? So as I began that process, I realized that, hey, I just worked as a part of a resource team. You know, you're not going to be able to do all of this yourself. You need to kind of stay, you know, keep things on track. You need to find those that have experience that I didn't have, and some, you know, the idea is going, yes, yes, and it works. I just saw it work, you know. So I started making calls and contacting those that I felt that could appreciate my vision, because I wasn't, you know, going into business merely to make money. I wanted this business to be an asset to my community. You know, as often as it goes with entrepreneurs, like I said, I had a whole lot more vision than I did funding. And I thought, okay, now, Lord, I know you gave me this vision. Now, you know, what am I to do? And it was through research and research and research and some more research, you know, getting on the internet and pulling out, you know, old resources that I had, and calling them or checking the new information, finding out what's there, and what's relative to me, because there are a lot of resources out there, but they're not all relative to me or relative to me now. You know, when the bed and breakfast, I will be purchasing it, but initially I was thinking, okay, find a lump sum now, and then as I began to talk to some of those that were, you know, were becoming my resources, I was finding out, no, you can structure this a little differently. You know, it's going to be a now process, but it isn't a today process. So seeking out those resources has helped me to see that this is really doable. You know, that it is going to come to fruition, and there are some steps and there's a process, but it is going to happen. And so that was, you know, very encouraging to me. What was important to me is just what Frank finished talking about. How do I take that vision, protect it, grow it, you know, protect it, cultivate it, grow it, and pass it on? How am I going to do that? Who's going to be interested? I can't walk in the bank and say that And how do I get that vision on paper that it makes business sense, you know? So those were the tricky areas for me that I had to, you know, muster some courage to say, you can do this. You know, the business itself is viable. The home is already set up. It's a turnkey situation. And so it helped me by, you know, by seeking out the various resources, by talking this thing out. It helped me to realize that the funding is there. So really your job is that vision. Reaching out into my community is paramount to me. I don't want just a business. I want a business that works for, works within my community. I want a business that will inspire and motivate others. I want a business that encourages the others in the community to do the same. Part of my research took me to public funding. What I needed to find out, I needed to understand what the comprehensive plan was for my county, which also involved the city. And because if I tap into some of that funding, I need to know if I fit, and they need to know that I I fit, you know, because they don't have time to sort everything out. You're just, it's next, 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 you know, and that's all right, because I have, you know, BNF and I have other, you know, support structures or support systems, I'm sorry. So, so understanding, or excuse me, reading that comprehensive plan, it was a 125-page document, and I just took my time and I read it line for line, and I realized this fits, you know. So I guess what I'm saying in a nutshell is it is important to know. You know, people say what you don't know can't hurt you. Oh, yes it can. Because when you can't get any support, or you need funding, or in my case, you know, here I am looking for venture capital and startup capital, and you know, and the places that I needed to look outside of investors were within my community, the funders, the partners within the community, and I needed to know how to speak their language, you know, and it was like learning a new language, you know, it really is. And, you know, they're talking about strategic plans and initiatives and you know, all this lingo, and I'm going, you know, okay, and they had all the data. They have all the data about our community. Matter of fact, the Tri-County Council, who had done this comprehensive plan, has the data for all three, Wacomico, Worcester, and Somerset counties. It was all right there, you know. So so that's why I said research and research and research, you know. Through that research, I identified resources that others could use. It's a very interesting journey. It really is. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot about this vision. I've gone not just another level, I've gone more than one level in the way of commitment. I was really excited to know that I was doing what God would have me to do, that I had His passion in mind, you know. I wasn't just out selfishly to do my own thing, you know, when us four no more, you know, but I really have part of His heartbeat. That was very encouraging to me. That will give you a go-ahead, you know, and it gave me that push. I just want to encourage, you know, you all that are here, that we all have something to offer. We've been given our talents and our abilities for specific purposes, and that, you know, as I said, that I'm encouraged to realize that I have something to offer, and that I'm willing to use it. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you all for allowing me to share it.
Okay, let's give her a hand.